Obviously, crazy excited. We won the game for starters. As we all know, it's hard to win games, hard to win football games. Liked our approach. Liked how hard we played. Liked how hard we tried to play smart. We still do dumb things, like every team does dumb things. But there was a focus about our group. I liked how we flew around on defense. There was more hitting. There's more hitting in this game that we've seen in probably in about a month. So we talk about this way: how are we ever going to get a turnover? We never hit anybody anymore. We don't ever. We're waiting for somebody else to make a tackle, and when we do, we drag a guy down. And biggest play of the game. And again, there's tons of great efforts, tons of big plays. But to me, the biggest play of the game, you're up in a tight game, and they get an 9-yard scramble, and Akeem chases a guy down and violently strips the ball, and we get on it in short field, and then we capitalize, and you're up 17-7, and you're in pretty good shape at that point. So. But we hit a lot of guys. The ball was loose. It's amazing when you hit people, the ball comes out. It's amazing when you don't, it doesn't. We could have had 6, 7 interceptions today. I think we had one, maybe. Did we have one? Yeah, we had one, that was the one we shouldn't have. That was a ridiculous play. Guy had it, rolls over. Tony comes up with the cast. And that was great. But again, for me, we're going to. Players, coaches, fans, media, everybody's frustrated. All the balls we got our hands on, but God, we got our hands on more balls today. We got in a month. The same deal. We're in position and we're aggressively attacking the ball. If you do that week in, week out, you're going to make some plays. You're not going to make all of them, but when's the last time we're in position to be upset about an interception? So stuffed their run, got back to playing great run defense. They had 25 carries for 69 yards. We ran the ball good, real good in the first half. We ran it good enough in the second half with the lead. I thought Billy played good. He made one bad decision. We threw it in harm's way, 1 third down, but he knew it. He was yelling at me coming off the field. I know. So he was on their stuff. Did a nice job. Really the whole game. I thought ST was good. Obviously, slow kicked the ball darn good again. Kickoffs, it's way different. We got more touchbacks already than we've had in the last 3 years combined. So our punter did a great job on a couple. We haven't had many bad snaps, and Kramer saved us on a couple bad snaps today. So our coverage was good. So a lot of good things. And again, if like just like we've said all week, I don't feel any different. I'm not necessarily. I'm happier we won, but our mindset's got to be. We've worked hard for 3 years to get this thing to be a tough Miami smart football team that plays hard and teams that don't want to play. We were back to a team that wasn't fun. We weren't fun to play today. They made their plays. They stopped us, whatever. But they knew we were coming after them every down, and we didn't have, we had a couple hands of face penalties. I get it on ST, but we didn't have that. We didn't hit people out of bounds. We didn't hit people late. We were coming off guys when we should come off guys because we were mentally alert, and we were hitting guys hard between the whistles. So I thought we got after it up front. I thought our tight ends and our O-line, our backs, we got a lead and we were trying to pound it. We had the ball for 32+ minutes. So it was a good win. They're a good team, obviously missing their quarterback. Everybody's got quarterback issues, but didn't help them. But they got capable receivers. They've run the ball very good. They didn't run it all today. So we got to stay the course. We can't worry. I don't want to hear, like I told you, I don't want to hear about control of your own stinking destiny. I don't want to hear about last year's running the table. I don't want to hear about we should have, would have, could have early in the year. Yeah, it's all accurate. I'm not saying like, yes, it's all true. But we, including me, okay, we started chasing, just like I said Sunday, we started chasing plays. We started worried about the results. We started worried about preseason. And we at times lost our way, and we got to get back to being a menacing football team. And we took a nice step in the right direction, but we're not there yet. We're gonna go hard for these next 9 days, and we know we got a really tough game coming up.
Would you describe this as like their best overall game of the year? And if so, how refreshing is it coming off the 3-game losing streak?
Yeah, it was a good game. And I thought it was a real good game considering who we had out there. We had, you take away Heath Harding. You talk about the few plays we've made the last 3 weeks, 24's made most of them, and you take him away, and stepped up and competed hard and kind of got better and more comfortable, more confident game run. DeAndre Daniels looked like the kid that was playing for us at the end of last year. He was, and again, it wasn't out on an island. It's not going to be perfect, but even the PI, he's competing his tail off on the PI, and he's halfway chirping at the ref because he felt like he was looking back for the ball and squeezing like he's coach, and like just that approach that he was that upset they called a PI on him, and we were fighting for football. So considering who we had out there in the as much as we were beat up, I felt like it was a really good game. I felt like it's how we want to play, and it's how we've built this thing to play. And we've played inconsistent football this year, and it was more consistent effort intensity today.
Coach, how important was it for you guys to finish this game, especially after the onside kick didn't go your way?
Yes, it's important to finish every game. Just we've had some crazy endings to games, some just crazy stuff. But our deal is just keep playing and keep focused on what we can do. We got to get away the onside kick. That's a mental error. Kenny's one of our smartest guys. I mean, that guy smoked that ball. It's going out of bounds in a hurry. We just get out of the way. It's out of bounds, take any ball game over, and he decides. And sometimes hard when they smoke it right at you. You got to make a quick decision. He didn't get out of the way quickly, but even after that, James Gardner's going in there trying to make a play. That was a major league collision, and James always the last one up. He's always fine, but there was like a four-way collision. But you got a receiver that's paid to catch touchdowns and going after an onside kick like that. That's a message to the whole team. That because he saw the ball popped up and he went in there like a dart from the second line. We don't get it obviously, but that intent is what we need. So it was good to finish. It was good. We did a good job. The only touchdown they got in the second half, they got to let us get lined up. They subbed, we subbed. Doesn't matter that it's late in the game. They subbed. They got to let us get lined up. That was unfortunate. We didn't have a chance. We weren't even lined up. We had a guy run on the field. We got a penalty. They think I'm mad about the penalty. I'm not even mad about the penalty. We weren't lined up on defense. We're not even ready to go. And they get a touchdown. They didn't score a touchdown in a long time against us. So they didn't give us a chance on that one. But that happens. So like I said, we got to keep playing and worry about the things we can control.
You lost Harding, but you got McMullen back, which, I mean, for the full game, which is had to be huge for you, and he had a good game.
Yeah, having Junior back, and he looked more like Junior than he did his 30 plays last week. And again, not just his playmaking, because he makes a ton of plays, it's your Mike Backer, but just our defense has more confidence, and there's a little more leadership, a little more intent when Five's on the field because he plays a certain way. He don't say a lot, but when he talks, kids listen because he's not a kid that blabbers a lot. He just kind of. But when he talks and he talks with his play, but he also will say things. And he's talked pregame. He talked at halftime about let's play this. And so having him back obviously huge. We need Heath. Obviously, we need Heath back because he's arguably our best football player.
With them going with a third-string quarterback, I don't know if it was any more difficult. You did have a little bit of tape on him from last week, but do you feel like the preparation you were able to prepare for him? It seemed like they took quite a few shots downfield.
They didn't do anything different than what they've done. The only thing they didn't let him throw many intermediate passes. So they spread them out just like they always do. They did their RPOs just like they always do, and he was pretty effective on those. They always take shots down the field. They took more shots down the field. You could tell as the game went on, they weren't real comfortable him trying to make reads and throw intermediate throws because a couple intermediate throws early were very much in harm's way. So kind of early we said they're going to run it, they're going to RPO it, and they're going to take their shots, and then they're going to move the pocket. A couple third down sprint outs, he hit the flag route on. So and that's just having an inexperienced guy back there. Ventrese's a talented kid. We recruited him out of high school. He's a talented kid, and he did some nice things today, but just a lot of stuff going on for a freshman making his first start. I know he played at the end of last week, so I thought they did a nice job protecting him and giving themselves a chance based on what they have.
You mentioned maybe the possibility of, could have had a few other interceptions. I noticed that Tony out there's times I think when Tony could be leading the league if he didn't have that club one.
Yeah, the only good thing about the cast with Tony, he don't catch many without it, so he's got a built-in excuse now. He actually got a pick today, so he's the king of not catching them. He's not. He has some anxiety at times when the ball's in the air. The ball starts coming to him, his eyes get real big, and so the play he made was I saw it kind of on the video board, but just amazing. Just the kid had the ball and he was trying to dig it loose, and somebody dug it loose and got it and came out with it. That was obviously a huge play for us.
Like Junior, it's nice to have him out there.
No, Tony. It's nice to have Tony out there. Makes a lot of tackles. Makes a lot of times when things break, Tony 14's the guy that gets him on the ground. A lot of times 14 makes plays close to the line no one even sees because it looks like linebackers, and Tony's downhill in a hurry. So. And he's a battery, he's a battery. He's been down at times this year, like everyone. It's been a little bit frustrating at times, and he has a harder time because of how passionate Tony is fighting things, because he is crazy passionate and cares so much about everything, and he makes a bad play and it's cost us at certain times, and he wears it pretty heavy. So he's really fought this year, and he's doing everything he can to be a great leader and keep moving on, which is it's just hard for a kid that's wired like 14. He's wired that he leaves it out there, and if it doesn't go his way or our way, it's crushing to him. So he's really tried and done some nice things. He had a really good game today, obviously.
Coach, can you give us any update on the status of Heath Harding and when we?
Yeah, we're hopeful to have Heath back. Heath never practiced this week. It wasn't like a game time decision, but we have 10 days. So we got some time. So we're hopeful. I'll probably know, I hope he plays at OU right now. I think there's a chance he played at OU. I'll probably know more about 5-6 days, but it wasn't like he was close. Murph was close. Murph didn't play a ton today, but we got him out there. Murph didn't practice all week. One snap. He didn't really do anything all week, but he wanted to play, and he rehabbed his tail off and got ready to play. And we got him out there enough. He didn't have a huge impact, but hopefully he'll be rocking and rolling. Sam Martin stepped up, did a really nice job, played a lot of slot. Obviously, we used Kenny, we used Bester. We're running Kenny in the ground. Him and Zoe right now, because Leonard and Mo, not having Leonard and Mo is. Hopefully get Leonard back sometime. Obviously, we're not getting Mo, but not having those two guys, what they're capable of doing in our offense. It's not, you got 4 tailbacks, but we play 2 tailbacks all the time. Like Mo, Kenny, we play them out in the flanks. They can do so many different jobs in what we like to do, and then Bester was out last week, and Bester was limited this week. He basically was a decoy this week, just running across the field. We threw one bubble screen. He fell on his face and said, "My bad." I'm like, no kidding. Who's bad? Whose bad would it be when you fall on your face? So, but he should be. He didn't play enough today that I think we grounded him any worse. So we should, because Jalen's coming on too. Jalen can do. He's not Mo yet, but he can do a lot of those jobs, those speed jobs in our offense. And so if we can get healthier, so. Like everybody's trying to get healthier. We seem to get hit early, and then hopefully it's like last year. We got healthy for the last half of last year. We were very healthy. Most teams, it's the other way. As the year goes on, it got worse. Last year, all of a sudden, we had 8-9 guys out, and all of a sudden, we had everybody back. It kind of rolled through the rest of the year, and we stayed pretty healthy. So we're praying that goes the same way.
Brad, you obviously smothered them on the run. They only managed to get 69 yards rushing today. What was the biggest key for you guys stopping their run attack?
We really didn't do anything fancy. It was just kind of our effort out there. We had been kind of lackadaisical the past few weeks, so we really just tried to up the intensity, do our job, make sure we were hitting our gaps, and do what we're capable of.
I know they had the third quarterback out there, but just in general, did you see much different from the Buffalo team you played this year than the one you played last year?
Personnel-wise, no, not really. They got a lot of talented guys. They can make you pay if you don't do what you're supposed to. Obviously, having their starting quarterbacks out, we had a true freshman and helped us out. But other than that, it's really the same guys we saw last year.
Coach said that I guess he was somewhat impressed with the way, as a team, with the hitting and everything out there this year, and coming up with some turnovers and that sort of thing. Did you guys feel like you were bringing it this week?
Yeah, and that was our main focus. We really wanted to play more physical, play faster as a defense, which is what we like to do, and when we're good, that's what we're doing. So that was really our main focus this week, make sure we hit them, make sure we're flying around, and making plays, getting the turnovers.
You lose Heath, but you get Junior back for like the full game at full speed. How big was that?
It's obviously huge having Junior. He's a stud in there. He's a marked linebacker, so it's huge having him out there. Just confidence for everyone else, and just being able to play well.
How much of a confidence boost is this game? Obviously you guys were pretty excited. We could hear you from this top floor seeing the fight song down in the locker room. How much of a morale boost is this win?
Yeah, it's nice. It's just nice to win, We've been trying hard, but yeah, we're just going to keep focusing on the process and our preparation like we did this week so we can come out and have another win.
Coach said he's concerned about running you into the ground a little bit with using you a lot with all the injuries and everything. You tired?
No, I'm all right. My first year playing here, I got huge, like 205. And, I didn't like that weight. So I told myself during the summertime, I was going to lose all that weight. And that's what I told myself. So now, Coach Mark had to meet with me, so he said, are you ready to get, 10 to 15, maybe more carries a game? I said I was ready. So, and that's what I did.
It seems like the run game's been picking up, maybe off to a somewhat slower start, but picking up as the season went along. Is that kind of an improvement both with not just the backs, but the offensive line, getting it all together and everything coming together for a stretch run maybe?
Oh, yeah. Well, with losing Tommy and Galevsky, it's been a change, but not a bigger change. So We talk to the O-line every day, and we try to get them to, do their job and trust us that we're going to do our job. So it's been no difference. It's getting better every week running the ball.
You guys were on the losing streak, obviously, and then you come in here. You set career highs with 2 touchdowns and in rushing yards to help break that streak. How's that make you feel to come up big in such a crucial game?
Well, it felt great. I wasn't really, paying attention to the stats. All I wanted was a win. So we told each other, we got to have this one, and the rest of them too. So we all in the locker room, we all harped on winning this game and playing hard as we can.
Coach was talking about a huge play in the game being right after halftime when they came up with the turnover, and then you came up with the run there. Would you when you had that run, was it something you thought would work, or all of a sudden it was just there?
Oh man, I thought about this play right after. I to be honest, I don't know how that really happened. All I saw was someone right here. I looked this other way, a hole, so I just burst. You know what I'm saying? So.